I don't know where my glasses are, but I simply don't have time to fret about that because it's day 9 of the Road to 10 Million Streams on Spotify series, and I have a lot of thoughts. This is a unfiltered process behind what I got going on right now. And as of right now, to just check in, I have about 1,100 followers on TikTok, and I have about 1,260 monthly listeners on Spotify. And I hit about 600 or so followers, so when I post a new song, someone can find it, which is great. But here's my thoughts. Number 1, I did my part-time job today, and trying to find time while doing this challenge can be very challenging. It's the best way to put it. I mean, because teaching, like tutoring on Saturdays, then I do the IT stuff during the week, which is my 9 to 5 job, and then I do this. And so after that, like I have like little breaks in between my classes, and during my breaks I was like sending out marketing emails, sending out stuff to Spotify playlists, and kind of devising a plan. And one thing that I want to do next on my road to 10 million streams, I want to get like little sticker merch. So I want to kind of make a design for that, but I have to figure out where to start because a lot of artists have merch. You know, they have like hats or shirts or something like that. But me, I don't have anything. Nada. Zilch. So one of the things I'll have to do is actually find some merch and figure out something that's high quality because I don't want to sell anyone something jank. I'm not built like that. So it's a high quality piece of merch that people can have either on their laptop or on their folders or whatever. And so I'm thinking a sticker. So that's on this list. I want to get a sticker for merch. But that's it so far. I don't really want to do shirts or anything yet. Just stickers, test it out, proof of concept, and then go from there. Another one is my branding. What is my brand? And I sit there and I think a lot of artists think of that. Your brand is just your personality, right? So I'm trying to figure out what my personality is. This sounds silly when you say it like that, but it's part of the deal, right? Because you're not just listening to someone's music, hardly ever. Many times you are invested in their personality, their music, their TikTok, their socials. You see parts of them besides their music, and then it gives context to the music, right? So I'm like, what do I want to show on TikTok? And a lot of times, like with work and other stuff, you're like, how much can I show and everything? But if you follow everything and follow the rules, it really doesn't matter. So I figure it should be fun. So I've been working on my branding. I've been working on my merch. I've been sending stuff out to YouTube channels and playlists, trying to get my new song on a playlist because that's one of the goals that I have for this year is to get one of my songs on a playlist. Not because it's like mandatory, but I think it would be helpful for finding new listeners and exposure and all that good stuff. So that's another thing. And then music style, kind of talking about what music style is and how my music style works, because music style gets a lot of people into the door, right? Of, you know, if you're bedroom pop, then they can be like, oh, you sound like Clairo or Still Woozy or an artist, right? Or you're R&B, so they can relate you with someone, SZA or Kehlani or something like that. But for me, I don't fall in that position. So that is a disadvantage to my brand to some degree because it's kind of genreless. It's some lo-fi, some bedroom pop, it's some fun music. It could be instrumental, some of it has voice, but it's kind of in a different realm that way. Kind of electronic, kind of not. So there's a lot of parts, moving parts to figuring out how to show my music style and get on a playlist I want to get on, and also have people who relate to my music and can relate it to something. But the part of that could be really good is branding, because if you have good branding, then people can relate your music with stuff that they're used to, so you don't have to do it. And that's one thing I've been trying to figure out, like having my people who are in my audience who are like, oh, this sounds like this anime, or this sounds like a video game, or this, and they relate and then other people agree, so I can kind of gauge where my music style is. But I wouldn't be able to do that without having some sort of basis on like TikTok or something where people can, you know, trade discourse with you that way. Another thing is collabs. I'm awful at collabs, and I'm not great with keeping up with them. And I'm just being honest, like when people reach out to me, I always think it's a good idea because I love people's music and I love like the vibe. But if you look at my page, you don't see many collabs on there. It's because I'm not good at keeping up with people. I can barely keep up with my ADHD thoughts. So that's another thing that's kind of hard. But in total, that's what I'm focused on this weekend. I'm focused on sending out emails. I'm focused on branding. I'm focused on merch. And I'm focused on music style. And coming into this video, I was thinking about all these ideas of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to say and all that good stuff. But in reality, I just know that there's too many things going on up here for the video to be as edited as it normally is. So this is a more unfiltered version of it because this is how I'm feeling right now. This is the best way I can put it. So that's what I'm focused on. This is what's happening on day 9. I'm pretty excited with the results. And the last thing is I actually want to focus some of my energy on Snapchat. I think that's a good spot to post stories, to post music things, and have a public profile that way. I never use Snapchat and I'm awful at it, but I think I might be able to keep up with a public profile pretty okay. Just adding social media like infinity stones at this point because I hadn't had a TikTok till 2023 and now I'm just getting everything. Working on Instagram, working on Threads, working on YouTube, working on Snapchat, I'm just working on a bunch of stuff. So it's like a gateway. Like TikTok was the gateway and now everything else is following, but it gives my artist page and artist name more exposure to find people that like my music. So it's a win-win, but I don't like socials. So I typically time how much time I spend on socials. I'll post and I'll kind of leave. The only one I spend some time on is TikTok because people comment a lot on that one. So I check Instagram maybe like once a day. I post on Snapchat. I don't check it until the next time I post. I don't really check Threads a lot. So I make sure to keep my mind clear of socials and just post the content and then interact with people as the day goes on. But I don't let it absorb me because it can be very addicting, right? So that's the goals for day 9. I'm super excited. Love checking in with y'all. And if you have anything that you want to see from me, that's totally fine. But until then, I'll see you tomorrow.